Good evening. So today on a tour of Vintage, what I go through metagame decks and analyze them, take them through a league. I'm going to play through Hogaak, which is another Bazaar of Baghdad deck. This one actually is a bit more resilient, let's call it like that, to land destruction and tax effects because it actually plays mana lands that produce mana, and is also a Deathrite Shaman deck. So basically what this deck is trying to do is fill the graveyard as fast as possible with triggering Vengevines and casting Hollow Ones as a side effect. And then you're going to try to cast a big Hogaak and basically smash the opponent. This deck lacks a little bit of the permission that the other two Bazaar decks usually have. Some versions of Dredge do at least, but Hollow One certainly has a lot of counterspells. This one has none. It relies on Wastelands and Deathrite Shaman and Collector Roof on the main, Force of Vigor as well. One copy of Mental Misstep to protect itself, and the goal is to put as much power in play as fast as possible so that the opponent has no time to either combo off or fight back. From the sideboard, we have a number of spells to protect us against fast combo, Deafening Silence, Mindbreak Trap. We have Swords of Plowshares to deal with Sphinx, Tinker Sphinx. We have Leyline against other graveyard-based decks, Nature's Claim to bring in against artifact-based decks mainly, and Chalice of the Void also for fast combo usually, PO, etc. So this deck pays one of the Root Wallas, the green Root Walla, Stitcher's Supply to fill the graveyard, has 4 copies of Bloodghasts to cast them in. Once Upon a Time as a kind of free spell that you're able to cast in the beginning. I have to get the Once Upon a Time now. And a Dryad Arbor if you need on a pinch to get the second creature to help pay for the colored side of Hogaak. So with Hogaak, basically you need to delve 5 usually. That's what you do. You have 5 cards in the hand. Hogaak cannot be one of them, so it either has in your hand or you have total 6 cards in your hand. You delve 5 cards and you have 2 colored creatures in play. And this could be either one of the Stitcher Suppliers, Backing Withdrawal, Deathrite Shaman, Bloodghast, or Collector Oof. Usually, the Vengevines are usually just tapping in, hitting the opponent. The Hollow Ones cannot pay for colored mana. Then we have the 4 copies or 5 copies of Land Denial for 4 Wastelands and Savannah. We have Deathrite Shaman to leverage basically lands that go in the graveyard to generate mana, and then we have some reach in terms of actually being able to ping the opponent if needed, and of course Force of Vigor as an odd to PO and Chops, which are quite prevalent in the format right now. Yeah, that was basically it. So the goal now is to go take this deck for a spin, play a league, and then see if anything is necessary to change in the deck. I should mention that I'm taking Benny Bo's list from 2nd place in the Vintage Challenge a week and a half ago or something. And there's a few variations, especially on the sideboard side. There's some decks playing more artifact hate, more graveyard hate, etc. But overall it depends on the meta. So let's go for a Vintage. And here we are for round 1, playing Hogaak in a Tour of Vintage series. So this hand is a little bit on the slow side. I am dependent on finding a bazaar. Stitcher Supply is not really gonna do much here. I do have a mental misstep in hand, but I think this hand doesn't do anything. I can't fast power Hogaak either. So I think in this case I'm going to mulligan. So this hand has a lot more resilience because I do have a oof. I have a wasteland. I have a hollow one just in case I find a bazaar. Might be tempted to just drop the hollow one. Then with a bit of luck I can mill a Vengevine with a Stitcher Supplier and play a Root Walla depending on what my opponent is doing. So I'll be able to do Mox Jet, Stitcher Supplier, Wooded Foothills, hope that there's a Vengevine in the yard, play Walla, activate Vengevine, or just do a oof or have the Wasteland. So I think that's the play here. Alright. We have no counters here. So it looks like we're playing shops, which is yeah, complicated for us here, I would say. So let's think a little bit about it now. I think that I'm not playing any basics. So, and Savannah is my worst land in a way, because I don't have any main deck white. So I'm just going to lead with Savannah and put the Jet in play. Then next turn I have 3 mana if I want to put an oof, or I might wasteland and play a Stitcher Supplier. Okay, another sphere. Right, interesting. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna put down the wasteland. I wonder here if I just fire off wasteland, or if I just go ahead and do a Stitcher Supplier. Maybe that's what I'll do. Stitcher Supplier, if it mills Bloodghast, it actually goes around. Yeah, there it is. There's the Bloodghast. It goes around the tax effect. So I like that play. Ghost Core, that's not great for us. Oh, okay. That's not very good for us, no. Okay. Shuffle. Okay. That relic came in a little bit bad time. I'm still able to... Oh, Force of Vigor. Force of Vigor is excellent. Force of Vigor is excellent. Because I can get rid of... The opponent has 2 Ancient Tombs. So I'll just keep 2 mana up for the Force of Vigor. And I wonder if I should just Wasteland now. Mana, just in case. I'm gonna keep attacking. I mean, if the opponent wants to... Oh, Tolarian Academy. Ooh. Okay. Barn. Sure. Right. Everything. I wonder if now... I need to get rid of the sphere. So my question now is, do I hit both spheres? Or do I hit one sphere? Oh, actually I hit both spheres. Take away the Tolarian Academy. And kind of lock my opponent in mana. 2. Play 2. And I think maybe the oof. Another Force of Vigor, which is very good. So I can just play this Walla. Wasteland at Tolarian Academy. Attack with Stitcher Supplier. And I have a Force of Vigor up. So opponent needs to draw a land now. A Force of Vigor back. Okay, Relic. Sounds good. Alright. So sideboarding. I definitely want to bring Nature's Claims. None of the other cards are really interesting in this matchup. Opponent is taxing my graveyard quite a bit, so I think I might drop just 1 Hogaak and actually 2 Hogaaks. I was thinking of Bloodghast, but the Bloodghasts go around tax effects, so that might be the best play. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I would have a basic land in this deck somewhere. Too late for that, but the board is really hit hard. Okay, no, this is what we're gonna go with, I think. Okay, here I have slow hand, but a Force of Vigor and a Nature's Claim. Very slow hand. So it might be okay if a keep. A Bazaar would be awesome. But I do have Force of Vigor, Nature's Claim. We're gonna fire up straight away. Catacombs. I don't want to really expose my Basking Root Dwellers now. Or expose my land, I mean. Not the Basking Root Dwellers. So Relic of Progenitus, sure. I just have to fire this off, right? With the Savannah. Because I want to draw a Bazaar and then get Kraken. Ooh, shops, okay. Not optimal. Alright. Opponent is playing some more prison style shops. Now Golos. Think this is pretty much lost at this point. I can do another Walla. Start making constructs. Now, so a Bazaar would be pretty nice, but doesn't help me in this position yet. So I can't attack. Into the Golos and the token. And then opponent will get probably a relic. Still safe. So my Bloodghasts are off, my Vengevine is off. My mana is pretty taxed. But let's see how the opponent plans on winning. Another Golos. Tabernacle. Probably. There's a Bazaar. But well, the Bazaar can cast a hollow one. Do I want to... Pelican takes from the follow. So now my options are wait for a Force of Vigor, but I don't have anything to pay the tax. Just expose my Bazaar straight away to the Ghost Quarter, dumping everything, and putting a hollow one. What is that going to help me? Nothing much here. So I'm tempted just to pass, discard a Bloodghast, for example. Then see if I can find a land and a Force of Vigor. But I definitely needed that Bazaar a little bit before other shop. Interested to see what other cards the opponent has in this deck as well. Got Pharaoh's Statue. Okay, I guess this is... there it is. Let's just concede here. Not much I can do. So let's revise the sideboard if I have anything interesting. I'm on the play now. Chalices. I don't think the chalices. So a chalice on 2 would do some work as well. Or on 1 to prevent the relics. Yeah, I'll take that since I'm gonna play. In this matchup, Hogaak and the Bloodghasts are the most difficult cards in my deck to put out. Guess the Vengevines as well, but can always have a busted start. This is not bad. I can once upon a time for something good. For example, a Vengevine. And hope opponent doesn't have a Tabernacle in hand. Then I have a Force of Vigor to get in there. Everything fails. I have 2 Basking Root Dwellers putting down, plus the Bloodghast to pitch. So I'll draw two new cards on my hand. Hollow one, looking for with the Once Upon a Time. Hollow one, but especially Vengevine would be good. A Hogaak is more risky because I'm only discarding 3 cards. No, I'm only putting 1 card in the yard, so a Hogaak would take longer to be able to be cast. Okay, so my sequencing here is Once Upon a Time. Let's see what we find. We found a hollow one. Play a Bazaar. With Bazaar. Discard Walla, Ghast, Walla. Cast both Wallas for Madness cost. And a hollow one. And then hope there's no Tabernacle from our opponent. Okay. So in those hands, we just have to go for it and hope they don't have the 1 Tabernacle. I'm gonna activate Bazaar here. So we found a Bayou. We are not able to pay for The Wallace and Bloodgast. Difficult. I need to keep my lands, so that's for sure. Maybe I'll pitch one. This was a very bad draw. I have to get rid of one of the Force of Vigors. Keep the Bayou up just in case I need Nature's Claim something, and then try to find another green card for Force of Vigor. Fortunately, my opponent had the perfect counter. Let's just keep the Bloodgast here. Want to just keep one of the Root Wallas, so pay for the Root Walla. Now it's a Relic of Progenitus. Now it changes a little bit, so I might want just pay for the Bloodgast. Actually, not alright. My opponent has no mana, so I'm gonna let the Bloodgast die and keep one of the Root Wallas. I got a hollow one, which is quite nice. So I'll just put my Bloodgast up. I don't want to get rid of the Force of Vigor now though, so I'll just attack with this. A Hogaak would have been nice though, probably. Another Relic, okay. So I'll keep hitting opponent for 3, draw a Wasteland, Deathrite Shaman. That's actually quite a nice draw. So let's just try spin the wheels here, Bazaar. We got the Hogaak, which is nice, very nice. So I'll be able to play Hogaak now. So I need to discard, I'm thinking the Nature's Claim here and the 2 hollow ones, and then I'll just delve for 1, 5. I'm keeping that land just in case I need to play the Shaman. So opponent with 2 relics was not able to do anything here. I hope I'm in a good position. I have a Force of Vigor also active. I will play for the Bloodgast and the Hogaak and hit for 10 turn. Sure. Guess I'm not playing for anything now. Only Hogaak. Shop. So this is bad for me. Opponent will get Wasteland. Probably. Caracas. Okay, so this is the time where I use my Force of Vigor at their end step. So I have to let the Basking Root Wall and the Bloodgast die. I am not activating Bazaar in my upkeep since there's 2 relics online. Wasteland, please, Wasteland. Black Lotus, not bad. Bad. So I'll be able to at least pay for something. Probably digging for something now, considering if they should relic. So 2 turn clock. Let's see. We have the Black Lotus to pay for Hogaak. If the Bayou gets wasted, is there any? Yeah, I might activate Bazaar at the end of their turn. How many Wallas? I have 0 Wallas in my deck, so there's no point spinning Bazaar if there's none to be cast, right? Oh, of course. Caracas gets rid of Hogaak. Okay, sure. Let's keep that Force of Vigor for that Saga, maybe. Rexin Revoker, sure. I'm gonna fire up now. I don't want them getting constructs. I could hard cast. There's no point with an active Caracas and the Relic of Progenitus. I'll never be able to fire Hogaak. Might as well keep my Black Lotus. Oof. Okay, Oof is playable actually. I'm gonna die to a Wasteland, the Oof though. But my opponent doesn't have anything in play. Sure. My opponent has a lot of mana, unfortunately. There is a Saga. No mana to pay for anything. So that Urza Saga was a great draw for my opponent. They will have to use their Ancient Tomb but go down to 3 life. Alright. We're not out of the woods yet. So my opponent can't clear. Oh, 4/4 construct. Alright. Not even a Deathrite Shaman is gonna help me a lot here. Red. Shaman. The card's exiled, unfortunately. Much pressure, but some pressure. So play the Deathrite Shaman. I have to say that not sure this is the right play. Land that saved my opponent. The land though. Okay. So my opponent now has to either use the Ancient Tomb. Yeah, they will use the Ancient Tomb. So what are my outs here? A Force of Vigor and a green card. Probably fetching Grafdigger's Cage now. Sorceries or instants in the yard. But all of them are exiled, unfortunately. I'm out of here. Sphere. Okay. I think I want both creatures a little bit now. I might just let this one die. Or just take in 7, probably. Opponent let one of the tokens die. Force of Vigor. If I drew a Force of Vigor, would get me out of this pickle. Left in my deck. 35 cards. Okay. I have a Dryad Arbor. Kind of pays for itself. And blocks. Alright, sure. So, here, I can't play anything, right? I have no mana. So let's see what the opponent has. Let's play with the clock now. I don't think, realistically, there's any way out of this now. I have to protect my oof. Opponent has a Mystic Forge, so cards off the top can be played. Opponent just has to find a Golus. Still has a Tolarian Academy. 2 Wastelands are another Ghost Quarter. So Red Arbor is gonna pay for Collector Oof. Oh, hold on. Ah. Stop auto yelds. I hope I didn't mess it up, because I want the Dryad Arbor to pay for the Oof. So I kinda have to tap it. Damn it. That was so stupid. Okay. Fine. Land now. No, don't pay. Alright, so I guess that's it. And the Wasteland, okay. So I definitely need another forest in the deck. What am I drawing? Alright, let's go next. Okay, so it's likely that we're playing against Oath. This would be a nice with a little bazaar. Let's see what we get. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult if my opponent has... Okay. So now, Force of Vigor there. I think I want a Stitcher Supplier and a Deathrite Shaman. Right? Start with a Stitcher Supplier. And we're gonna have enough cards to cast Hogaak if there's no counters here. We just have to go for it. There's the Bazaar. One could argue for casting the Walla now. Deathrite Shaman is so much more powerful. 5. There's the Force. Exiling another Force, okay? The Oath. So it's like that my opponent has nothing going on. So I wonder if I should just drop my hand now. So 1, 5, cast the Hollow One, cast the Walla. So we'll be able to get for some damage as long as my opponent does not have an Oath. Now we have to get rid of that Oko. Oh my god, that was a bad play. Sure. Go. Get rid of the... Keep my Savannah up. Just in case... Oh, I don't know. Okay. There comes the Oath. Let's get away the Gaia's Blessing. Alright. So... Get an Archon of Cruelty down. So I have to sacrifice probably my Collector Oof. Oh, okay. What are we having here? Whenever land is put to your graveyard from everywhere, remove. Okay. Got 3 counters. It's a 6/6. I don't know what else weird creatures are in my opponent's. Okay. Another one. Okay. And the Gaia's Blessing. Work the Overslime. We see what's happening here. Parablasts, Ancestral, Accent Probe, Oko, those Sluggerks. Very big creature now. This is a very nice brew. I see. And an Urza's Saga. Oh my god. 7, 5. It's not enough. I was considering if I activate Deathrite Shaman. So Narset, sure. Probably. Oh, okay. Which I can do there. Okay. And no. Right, let's just concede. Not much I can do here. So whenever a land card is put in a graveyard, so I want the ley lines in. I want the Nature's Claim and swords. Opponent's probably bringing Tabernacles and Guided Lanterns, Lavernus Traps, all the nice D. I wonder if I should just cut the entire package, including Dried Arbor. Nice though. Oof. Maybe Oof is not sure. I would like to play first. I have a Ley Line, a Force of Vigor, a turn 1 Bloodghast. Probably that's okay. So, probably a few Nature's Claim. Right. Pretty. Play Wasteland and get rid of the Urza Saga. Pass the turn. Likely my opponent has Force of Will here. No luck here. Another Ley Line. Okay. My opponent's creature is a 3/3 though. Hard to deal with. Deck. So 1 Nature's Claim, 2 Nature's Claim, 3 Nature's Claim. There's still 1 Nature's Claim somewhere. So my opponent probably has another one somewhere in his deck. Their deck. Deathrite Shaman. Follow. Here. Okay. 1 Urza Saga, 1, 2, 3. There's one more Urza Saga as well in my opponent's deck. So opponent has a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4. No more Urza Saga. 1, 2, 3, 4. Talk about useless draws. Getting card clock now. My opponent is able to get rid of the Ley Line. I wonder if I should just cycle the Hollow One. At this point, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Okay. Now or let me think about it. Should I Nature's Claim anything? Or no. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Urza Saga. 1, 2 Soul Guide Lanterns. So I should just fire it off on the Oath. Yep. Let's see how this goes. So there's no more Ortho Druids in my opponent's deck. My opponent has 11 draws to get out of this. Oh, of course, an Oko. That's what my opponent is digging for. Oko is something that would definitely make it difficult. Well, let's start attacking. That Nature's Claim was not very well placed, I think. Probably a bad play. Give the opponent 4 more life, and I could have saved it for when Oko is trying to transform one of the Moxes. Opponent conceded. What did I think of this? My 2 Bloodghasts kind of won me the game. Swords are interesting though. The Ley Line was spot on. Force of Vigor. I think this is still green cards. Okay. This is a good, powerful start. So, lead Bazaar, Bloodghast, Vengevine, a Hollow One. So if my opponent forces here, okay, Ancestral. Oof, do not want to see that. 8 cards in hand. Sing, okay. Okay, so might be dead, I'm not sure. Oh, Tabernacle, okay. Sure thing. Sure thing. What the opponent was looking for. Okay. I'm definitely not paying. A Hollow One. So I could start with a Stitcher Supplier. What else is coming? Can at least play for 1 creature. It might be the Hollow One. Sing it there. Okay. Let's see what's coming then. Another Vengevine. Vengevine. Ley Line. Ravenous Trap. No Ravenous Trap. This will be 8. 12. Still like 1 short. Just let everything die as well. There's no point. I'll play the Catacombs. Now a Ravenous Trap would be difficult. Of course, I can always activate the Catacombs and get it back. So I will attack now for 6. Opponent is at 1 life. Anything, I will at the end of turn activate the everything shuffled back in. Yes! Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight, and I'll continue the league again tomorrow. Welcome to round 3 of a vintage tour playing. We're currently 1-1. This deck has potential, or this hand has potential. The Once Upon a Time plus a Bazaar. I can power a Hogaak quite quickly. Let's see if we can find something to play with the Once Upon a Time, and then hope to dig for a second creature to activate Vengevines. So I guess this is a keeper. There's also Force of Vigor. Fire. And a Ghost Quarter. Oof. Mystic Forge. I guess this is okay. I'm gonna cast it Once Upon a Time now, and then I have to obviously Force of Vigor the Forge. I got a Deathrite Shaman. Oh, that Black Lotus would have been nice. I wonder if I should just buy you as well. I get my Bayou and play a Stitcher Supplier. That might be the best play. And dump my Vengevine now. Okay, it plays the Forge. Whenever I have priority again. Okay. Exile and the blue. Sure. Okay. Sphere of Resistance. Okay. Sphere of Resistance makes things a bit difficult for me. I might just Bazaar. No. So what's the advantage here? Is that... Oh, so my opponent exiled the sphere with the Forge. So now I have 2 options here. I can just jam a Bazaar. Is this gonna help? Oh, Stitcher Supplier, I guess should be the play now. And then I have a Hogaak out there. Unfortunately, no Blood Guests were milled. Another Ghost Quarter. Interesting. Okay. So Misty Rainforest. So if I play a second Stitcher Supplier, I can just play my Bazaar. Right. And then I still have my Hogaak, I mean, and then I still have the Bazaar for next turn. So I have to fetch Bayou, unfortunately, for the Stitcher Supplier. Okay. So now we're gonna Hogaak, exiling Black Lotus. Shaman, Force of Vigor. I want to keep my lands just in case I could draw Deathrite Shaman. Once Upon a Time. And sure, one of these. The Vengevine is going to trigger now, so I definitely don't want to exile it. And then have a Tabernacle. Golas for a Tabernacle. Oh, I hate Chop so much. Well, I will play for my Hogaak at least. Not playing for this. I got a Bloodghast. Okay, that's nice. Excellent. Excellent. So I'm gonna attack just with my Hogaak now. Then I'm gonna play my Wasteland. And then I'm just gonna pass. So opponent getting rid of my Ghost Squatter, sure. My mana. Zero cards in hand for my opponent. They have to block. So 3 for 5, hit them. Am I exposing my Bazaar? I might want to just get in there. I got a Mox Jet. It's not gonna help me much. Do I want to keep the Force of Vigor? I say that the Force of Vigor might be my best move here, right? If I discard these 3. Because, so let's imagine they wasteland my Bazaar. Then if I Force of Vigor the Soul Ring and the Ruby, then basically they only produce 2 mana. There's real little they can do unless they draw naturally a Tabernacle. I don't believe they have another one main deck. Yeah. It's the best play. So now I exile that and that. And then they have 3 mana, which is probably not enough. Okay. So sideboard, I'm bringing in Nature's Claim. I'm on the play, so this is not interesting. I think that's it. Like my graveyard a lot more. So what does this hand do? Has nothing against. I need to mulligan for something. This hand, on the other hand, plays a hollow one. Sure. I'm not sure this is going to be enough. Okay. That shuts off my Bazaar. That's for sure. The other hand was better against this start. Okay. She's really going hard on hate. Barn. Alright, so I need to draw something against artifacts, or else I'm pretty much dead. This can just go. This Emerald does not help me here, does it? So opponent has 6 mana. I guess this is a conceit. All right. So I'm gonna bring Chalice here. And I didn't see many 1 mana plays from the opponent. Might be a dead card more often than not. Okay, so we have an Oof turn 1, which I think is a very powerful play here. And then I basically have more mana to pay. Oof. Pass turn. I'm able to drop the Deathrite Shaman. Okay. Pick your poison. Opponent went heavy against Bazaar. Hate, which is very interesting. I'm not sure it's the way to do it. Graveyard Hate would be much more effective against me now. So Deathrite Shaman can at least pay mana abilities. We also have a Bloodghast. I think Deathrite Shaman and the Walla. And just start pressuring the opponent now. Sure about that? Yeah. So if the opponent kept artifact heavy hand. So no. Crucible. Okay. Once upon a time. I could once upon a time for another land. Or I can start. Maybe just the best is just my Bloodghast now. So what happens if the opponent starts wastelanding me? Not much, he is in a lot of pressure, so I guess this is the way to do it. Now they're at 6 damage a turn. Yeah, okay, opponent scooped. We are for round number 4 of taking Hogaak for his pen. So this hand is an interesting hand. It's a very fair hand. If I find a Hogaak with a once upon a time, is actually quite nice. Also have the Force of Vigor. I have Deathrite Shaman and a fetch land. It's a keep. Okay. Opponent is preordaining with a basic island. I wonder if this is Doomsday. Or just one of the decks, or is it? So I think here I'm tempted to just keep the base wasteland. I already have a fetch. Play the Misty, the Mox Jet, just to play around days, and I'll try to lead with Deathrite Shaman. Okay. Got a Vengevine in the yard. Unfortunately, it was a bit late. I should have... This was wrong sequencing. Okay, for next time, first lead with a Stitcher Supplier. I would have put a Vengevine in play if I had led with a Stitcher Supplier. Because then the Deathrite Shaman would trigger it, would be the second creature entering. But since Stitchers was already in play when Vengevine went to the yard, the trigger didn't happen. So opponent is brainstorming. Another island and a Soul Ring, okay. I'm not firing that off now, am I? I'll be able to trigger the Vengevine. Bloodghast first. And then green. And I'll play a Root Dweller. So I have 4, 7. Solve the equation. Okay. Sure. So opponent is playing some sort of combo, but the opponent is dead, right? The last 2 points. Right. So some sort of I think it's just some blue Tinker combo deck with Brain Freeze, right? So the Mindbreak traps come in. Deafening Silences and Chalice. Swords. Then what am I cutting? The oofs are okay. Then it doesn't really matter as long as they disrupt their combo, right? I can drop the Hogaak. I can drop guests and so the Swords of Plowshares are there for Sphinx, right? Deafening Silence will make it hard for them. My Break Trap might cut them with their pens down. I don't want the Chalice then. Not on the draw. Although it does stop PO, right? Outright. Yes. Maybe the other Wasteland. Something like this. I might be overboarding in this situation, but let's see. Okay, so I have a Chalice, a Mental Misstep. Unfortunately, I have a Savannah, but I have a Force of Vigor. Might be able to stall for quite a while. Collector Oof. It's a lot of hate here. Okay. What is my playing. Forcing this? Another minimal step. Okay, fine. Got it. Ooh, a Bayou. Bayou is great. Just play this, play a Chalice for 0. And now a Stitcher's Flare. Ooh, I had a Vengevine in. Opponent is on. Okay, Lavinia, sure. I think it's fine. I have 2 oofs. Start hitting with the oof. If they trade, I have a second oof. Here though. Second Vengevine. Okay. I was not expecting this. Alright. So I can actually trigger the Vengevines. Right? Oh, a Dryad Arbor is not cast, it's just played. Maybe I could have stopped the... Yeah, sure. Get rid of one of the Livinias. Oh my god, I was totally wrong which deck my opponent's playing. So they're playing Jeskai. Another Lavinia, okay. Sure. I have Swords to Plowshares. Which... Hitting though. So the Dreaded Harkenist gets them an Ancestral Recall. Monastery Mentor kills me. Guess Swords and hope to draw a Hogaak. That's my out here. Spent to cast it, okay. Does that prevent a Hogaak from coming to play, Lavinia? Gotta Google that shit. No, it only stops Hogaak, yeah. It stops Hogaak, yeah. Okay, Prismatic Ending. Alright, we just concede this game here. So, I don't think Deafening Silence is doing much here. And I definitely want my Wastelands back. Now I'm on the play. I had no Hogaaks in my deck also. So I'm gonna keep the swords. Oh, Mindbreak Trap was probably something that should have been put out. So this hand doesn't do anything. Plays a Bloodgust turn 1 and has a Force of Vigor. Slightly better hand here. Am I dropping one of the Wastelands? Probably. Probably gonna be a too slow hand against my opponent. We'll see. I might be able to delay them by playing the Wasteland or playing an oof. Okay. Mentor. Okay. Have them. Gotta have luck. The one restricted card. Okay, now with top. Up the top at least. Yeah. Got it. Is it a force? Off the top force? Yeah. Pianist. Get action pro. Okay. I'm not blocking here. Why you? Hogaak. That's what I needed. Gosh, no. Zar. So I have several possibilities here. Very large. So the Dreadhorde Arcanist needs to go. And then I block one of the mentors, but it's still 9 life that gets in. Pretty much dead here. Nothing much I can do. Surgically my Bazaar. Okay, so I am dead. All right. We are for the final round of a Tour de Vintage with Hogaak. We're currently 2-2 on this league. Let's see how it goes. Can we take the 3-2 now? So this hand is too slow, I think, on the play especially. This hand shows some promise at least. And we can drop, I think the Dryad Harbor will allow me to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Past Hogaak, turn 2. So I don't really need any other mana. Second Hogaak, okay. So I'll discard Hogaak, Bloodgust, Force of Vigor. That's the turn. So what do we have? If the Bloodgust comes down and I activate it, I have exactly 5 cards in the yard, so I have to exile that Hogaak at least. Oh, shops, okay. Here's the Force of Vigor coming. Okay. You got it, Davanita. Am I ever playing that Hogaak now? Probably I am. I think I want to do this now, right? Then getting him away from the Mishra's workshop with the Wasteland. Activate Bazaar. I'll play the Wasteland and just spin the wheels here, see what comes down. Ugh. Why did I play the Wasteland? No point protecting myself against Graveyard Hate again. So I think I'll just do this. This sequencing was not optimal. Sure. Not optimal. So I think at this point I'll just get rid of that Mishra's Workshop. And then I want to fetch land, that's for sure. There's a Saga, right? Come on. Then cannot play Hogaak yet. Crucible of Worlds. That's nice. Crucible is nice. So can I play Hogaak now? So let me think. Opponent will keep trying to get lands. I can do a wasteland here. Then Hogaak costs one more, right? So if I wasteland now, I can try casting it, but I pay 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm one short. Yeah, clearly states you can't spend mana to cast a spell. Gonna be very difficult now. Mox Jet. See. I've tried to just... this game is pretty much lost now. Alright, let's just concede now. So, once more time, Chops is on the menu. Nature's Claims. I saw some relics, so mental misstep is maybe interesting. Oop. Think. Bottom hollow one. Mosk Jet. Then the Stitcher Supplier. See if we mill any Bloodghasts. And then cast the Misty Rainforest. Okay. Keeping them Misty here in case I have to pay some tax for killing artifacts. Here, I'm tempted just to kill it. Go. Maybe let it go and kill the Tolarian Academy. There's not much I can do here, right? I have a Basking Root Walla. Let's see when my opponent exiles my graveyard. So now I can cast the Basking Root Walla, right? If the Basking Root Walla goes in, I have enough mana to cast the Hogaak. It's likely that my opponent is gonna do something in response. No, hold on. I have 1, 2, 3. I need a wasteland in play. I could try at Arbor here. Still does not cast Hogaak though. I'll just do this and get the opponent to. I could have done the wasteland before, I guess. So now I know they're gonna exile. I would still have some cards in the yard. Yeah, again, the sequencing was not super optimal. Okay, they had the Caracas, so sure. Revoking. See if this is enough to. So Stitcher Supplier is gonna go, right? And okay. Play 1. And Stitcher is gonna go to the yard. Second force a figure, right? Guess I'll attack with both. Once again, I came badly prepared against shops. So what am I keeping? Deathrite Shaman more flexible? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's nice. Still a really long clock. My opponent can draw a lot of cards to make it work. Nice. Add a green card. Sure. With a perfect time to cast a Force of Vigor now. Oh, opponent did a wasteland. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3. I only have 3 mana, so once upon a time. Voila, right? Okay. So if opponent casts an Urza Saga, for example, Mishra's Workshop. Saga. So this makes it very difficult for me now because I have to get rid of the Saga and get rid of Crucible and get rid of Golus. Hold on. I can... Yes, exactly. I can Force a Vigor Golus, Force a Vigor Saga, end of turn, and then exile the land from the yard with a Shaman. Like that. Then I have a Hollow One, which I'm gonna cycle, probably. Meanwhile, damage from the Mana Vault. Might continue playing Golos. This would have been great. Nah. Wasteland wouldn't really help much, I guess. Now would be nice. Okay. Oof. Nice. So I'm gonna Wasteland that. I'm gonna eat the workshop. Okay. So now I have a 5-turn clock-ish. Oh. What am I doing? I shouldn't have fast forwarded. Nature's Claim. Okay. Sure. I can do on the Crucible, right? And opponent will just wasteland me. I'll just keep the Nature's Claim for now. Saga. Yeah, that's what I should keep the Nature's Claim for. So let's start hitting this. Do I have enough? I have 4 damage. The opponent is gonna go down to 6. And then to 4. Sapwith was abysmally bad play. Okay, let's keep going. Right. Sure. What is the opponent getting then? Something to pay for that mana vault, right? I wonder if I should just Nature's Claim now. So then it's only a 5/5, but then my opponent gains 4 life, and I am. No, my opponent can play with Crucible of Worlds lands from the graveyard. I have to get rid of the Crucible. I think. Wait, second Deathrite Shaman, does it help me? Any more land destruction? Aye, Devanita. Okay. Here, I'll die next turn with the construct. If I play a second shaman, I'm able to block one of them. Okay. My opponent can untap it now. I don't think I have a way out of here with 2 constructs. I have to draw another Nature's Claim. I have no green cards. I think this is just a concede. Let's see what my opponent is doing. Are there any outs at all? A Hogaak. But the Hogaak would have to be in the yard already. I exiled only one though. So a Hogaak wouldn't be enough because my opponent attacks, I have to block now with a construct. And then basically I die. So I think I'll just concede here. And let's go for the analysis. So that was a 3-2. No, 2-3 I mean. And the deck, Hogaak. Let's do a quick analysis on this deck. So I played other versions of Hogaak that were a little bit more resilient against shops. This was, I think, the lack of a basic forest made it a little bit difficult against all the ghost quarters. I did meet 3 shops opponents. It is a graveyard based deck, even though this one is slightly more resilient than the Holovine deck. It's still quite dependent on those explosive starts. I messed up a few of the sequencing. It turns out it didn't matter in those matches, but there's something to look for. So start leading with Stitcher Supplier is usually better than leading with, for example, Deathrite Shaman or play around Days, for example. This is what I was thinking. Because the Stitcher Supplier might actually be milling a Bloodghast or a Vengevine, etc. And if you're able to then play your Deathrite Shaman as the second creature, it triggers the Vengevine. Also, play a Stitcher Supplier first before you play a land, because then you can trigger Bloodghast. And sometimes, as we saw in game, was it 4 or 3? We're able to power a Hogaak, for example, turn 2 already. So those starts are almost impossible to beat unless the opponent has a Tabernacle on their opening hand every time. Other than that, we didn't really play much against combo. We played against a Jeskai opponent, but they had a little bit of a mix deck. It was a bit difficult to read what they were actually doing, but Deafening Silence didn't really come in, or the Mindbreak traps. There was no Tinker decks for the Sword of Plowshares. I'm a bit wondering this Chalice on the side. I guess Collector Oof kind of covers the explosive artifact starts, so that Chalice becomes not really interesting. And then, other than that, I think I agree on the Four Forces main deck. It's very powerful. It is a little bit difficult to sideboard. What are we really taking out of this shell in order to bring some sideboard pieces? In that aspect, Holovine is a bit easier to sideboard because there's a few dead cards like Mindbreak traps against a few matchups, for example, and you just replace those with cards that actually made sense. The ability to have mana actually came quite often. You just don't die to a Tabernacle. But 3 shops opponents is enough for 1 league, I think. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. This was the 5th installment of Tour of Vintage, playing another Bazaar deck, Hogaak. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this gives you a little bit of help in choosing the right deck for you when playing Vintage, which is a great format. Thanks a lot.